Alright, welcome back to Martial Geeks. So this video is about a little piece of the conversation me and Nick from One Man Stampede did a while ago now. We discussed plenty different martial arts topics, and one of those was about lower percentage techniques like standing wristlocks and stuff that I showcase on this channel a lot, because it's my own personal interest. And we touched upon some really important stuff when it comes to like Aikido stuff, Aikijitsu, or whatever you want to call it. If you're going from a Kung Fu perspective, then you could call it Chinna, the locking techniques. But the point is, no matter what you do, how well you train these techniques, how proficient you are at using them, there's still going to be lower percentage techniques. And that's okay. There's plenty of other more well recognized techniques that we even see in the UFC, like crazy finishers that are very low percentage, but nonetheless they work. So yeah, a fascinating little piece of conversation, and here we go.
Like just feeling how somebody's moving and then giving the appropriate reaction for that in order to, get them off balance or whatever, to do a sweep, do a throw, actually attack the joint lock or improve position. Like a lot of people don't recognize that or understand that.
I think a lot of things like Aikido and not even necessarily Aikido, but just locks and like wrist locks and joint locks, usually it takes much higher skill, just very good fundamentals first. Then it's much easier to like go there. I think like these specific traditional martial arts are just like advanced techniques taught badly to people who don't have the fundamentals yet. And that's why a lot of them fail. Maybe Aikido is a bit different because it's trying to like for the most part not be about combat or whatever. But maybe Wing Chun and stuff like that. It seems like people who are high level can pull that stuff off.
Alright, interjection. The best example of this, probably, that we have because we've seen the entire journey, is Rokas from Martial Arts Journey. Because back in the day, he posted his most iconic video, Aikido versus MMA. And at the time, he was a purely Aikido practitioner. Not only did he not have any experience in combat sports whatsoever, he didn't even have experience in sparring. And we've witnessed his journey all the way up until very recently, when he sparred some higher level guys and actually pulled off cool stuff. We witnessed somebody with no combat fundamentals, but still having all these specific concepts and techniques from Aikido, carry them through his full training. Once he got the fundamentals, got proper fighting experience, suddenly those concepts and techniques that he's been carrying for all those years on their own came out. And he managed to pull off pretty damn sick wrist locks against both Sensei Seth and Jeff Chan, both people who are higher level than him. But the whole point of that thing is, we all want to focus, me first personally, because I'm really interested in these techniques and it's what I love to see. But we focus on them and showing, look, this is possible. But why was it possible? That's because he had the fundamentals now. When you look at those sparring sessions, the majority of that sparring is just normal MMA. Just basic fundamental fighting. Punching, kicking, clinching, framing, all that stuff that facilitates the wrist lock techniques when the moment is right. And self-admittedly, like he said, not sure about Sensei Seth, but Jeff Chan gave him a bit of a window for him to be able to pull off those techniques. Which also taught us the first MMA guy he ever sparred in that original video also gave him a bit of time. So that's a really nice parallel that you can draw. How no matter how much he was trained in these techniques, when you don't have any fundamentals, it's not going to work. But that being said, that doesn't mean these techniques aren't useful. Like Nick's going to explain in the video.
Dude, you're not wrong, right? So like literally sparring the one day, I take the guy, I grab his wrist, I literally just fold it, he falls down, and then he starts tapping. And it's like, okay, cool, that worked. Aikido works, yay. But then I weigh just under 100 kilograms. This guy weighed 70 kilograms.
Oh, yeah.
He's a white belt, I'm a brown belt. Like,
much different.
Yeah, so this is what people don't understand. Okay, this works. Like, Yeah, it does, but it's a false positive. What's the
Right.
success rate of it working? It's in grappling now. No punches, no kicks allowed. So the rule set already dictates what's gonna work and what's allowed. And then of course, like he didn't react fast enough to break the grip. So now it's a false positive.
Right, exactly. Even like I personally, I love wrist locks, especially standing ones. But even for me, who do drill and train them a lot, at best, they're going to be a very low percentage thing that will happen very rarely, at best. And it's not
100%.
right. It's not something that you want to build a game plan off of or whatever. If you drill it enough, maybe you get lucky and have the opportunity to catch it, so you have a highlight reel or whatever. But it's not something that should be a primary goal or
No.
whatever.
Sad je tehnika dolaza da vrši kupati u
It was at this moment that he knew.
No. But it is something that you can use like as a jab, like if you're fighting for your collar tie and you got the wrist, okay, just quickly try and wrist lock, distract him. He pulls his hand away. Now you can get a nice collar tie. You can do your snap down and then you shoot for a double leg.
The most useful standing wrist locks have usually been just as either kuzushi or to get like a guillotine or something.
Exactly. It's just a distraction. But
Right.
I found a nice place to do a wrist lock actually, because now I'm teaching guys to sit through and not get their
Alright, that was just a little piece of the live stream that we did, and it was an interesting part of a conversation with things that I love. I'm a bit of a wristlock asshole. People know me as a guy that will pull off random aikijitsu and Wing Chun bullshit and annoy everybody. So I felt this was a good video to make, because sometimes, even though I do explicitly say that this isn't my goal to be the best aikidoka or whatever, I'm just exploring all kinds of martial arts and implement things that work into my game. I'm not a pure anything. I'm a well-rounded fighter that does everything that can be done in a fight and trains accordingly. So yeah, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Take care.